All right, guys, Rachel, Twinny, and Leah, heads of sales for Adagio Condos. Thank you for taking the time to join us this afternoon to educate our buyers, guys. Adagio Condos. Tell us about the builder, Menkes. How is Menkes different from the other developers out there?
That's a loaded question. I could keep you guys here for a long time on that one. Builder is everything. And, we've used this terminology before. We say that Menkes is a blue chip developer, but we say it because there is 68 years of history to back it up. The quality and reputation of the builder is so important for buyers because in pre-construction, you're buying off a piece of paper, right? You can't touch it, you can't feel it. So the developer behind the condo or behind the community is so important. And with 68 years of delivering every single commercial and residential project, making that vision come to a reality, I hope gives buyers a lot of confidence, especially when we're talking about, well, any location, but definitely in Yorkville, when you do have a very particular type of buyer profile. They want the best of everything. They want the best clothes. They want the best food. They want the best condo. They want the best lifestyle. Part of that comes with an image and an air of prestige, and you should definitely care about the builder of the place that you're living because you want to make sure that they can uphold that level of craftsmanship and standard as well, which we hope that after, Menkes building the Four Seasons back in 2012 and so many of the high-rise communities that we know downtown, that buyers definitely have that confidence.
Very true.
68 years, almost twice of my age. I'm just making
that. Little bit before your time.
Well, I was taking advantage of that, but that's keeping me younger. That's good. But I'm sure that they've done quite a bit of project in this area. They came back. Can you name a couple of those that they did recently in the area, or perhaps that recent transactions?
So Menkes projects in the area?
Yeah.
So just Yorkville alone in the last 10 years, they've done, they built the residences at the Four Seasons, which is definitely one of the most recognized luxury hotel and resort brands in the entire world. It's where the elite, the rich and the famous go when they travel. And the fact that an international brand like the Four Seasons picked a GTA developer like Menkes means their reputation really now falls beyond the scope of just the GTA, but it's recognized internationally. They also completed Pears a few years later on the Avenue, which is a more boutique style building near Avenue in Davenport. And then outside of the Yorkville area, the last few years, Menkes did the best-selling project in Canada for 2018, Sugar Wharf, which I'm at the sales office at this very moment, which was 11.5-acre, biggest waterfront community in Toronto history. And they've been very active, of course, in other downtown pockets like the Church and Jarvis corridor, doing several launches there, Fleur, Indy, just in the last couple of years. So Menkes has been very active in that core central area.
Big list, thanks.
Got it. So you're going to hit the Sugar Beach right after this. The classiest address in the GTA, Yorkville. That's where everybody wants to live. So tell us about the municipal address and the neighborhood, please.
Twinny, should I let you touch on that? The power of the street address?
Well, for the past decade, we haven't seen a lot of young street address in the Yorkville neighborhood. And Adagio, we're very exciting about this project because not only the location is very central, but also the address itself. The municipal address is 771 Yonge Street. So you are located in that iconic Yonge Street address. We know that a lot of purchasers who are purchasing in Yorkville, they want to own a piece of Yorkville because this is a true pride of ownership. Not only that you are located in Yorkville, but the address itself, 771 Yonge, is truly special.
Well, 7 is my lucky number, 7, 7, and 1. And being in Yorkville, still staying young, that's great, of course. Can you give us some insights about the commercial units that we're going to expect? Are we going to see Sassafras Zaza coming down? And what is the story about the retail there?
Well, the heritage component, which was the home to the first ballet school in Toronto. So I always like to mention, you buy Adagio, you buy a piece of Canadian history. It is being completely retrofitted to be leased to a cafe restaurant. So Mainkay's being very prolific in the commercial sector, leasing to AAA tenants. You know, that'll be a very sort of established boutique cafe restaurant. So, you know, you guys know how commercial is. We always have to be very tight-lipped until everything is 100% finalized. But I think residents will be very happy with the cafe lounge experience that they'll be getting. And it's, of course, just an elevator trip down.
For sure. Let's talk transit and access. What sets this project apart from all these other projects in the vicinity?
Well, for Adagio, not only that you're centrally located on Yonge and Bloor, which is the most iconic street in the entire GTA, but you're also benefit from having the Yonge and Bloor subway station, which is only a 20-second walk. Basically, just take an elevator trip down there and you have the subway station right next to your building. So this is truly unparalleled from a lot of other projects, especially in the Yorkville neighborhood. Sometimes you may have to walk, you know, 5 to 10 minutes to get to the subway station. But for Adagio, it's just a 20-second walk, less than a minute.
That is promising. I'm a very slow walker, so I can take at least 40 seconds. That's good. Okay, can you give us some insight about your unit mixes? Maybe I can get to learn about what the expectation could be.
So for product mix, we're looking at starting from studio all the way to 3 bedrooms. So there's a lot of variety of products for purchaser to choose from. Now, we think that this project is truly different just because Yorkville, a lot of purchaser do require a little bit more space. So I think that 2-bedroom, even for an investor point of view, you will be benefit from not just having a little bit more space, but investment wise, getting the 2-bedroom is actually you do get a more value for a 2-bedroom product.
That's great.
For sure. Guys, this building has pretty cool features. Can you touch on a few for benefit of our buyers?
I can touch on that. Tony may need to. She's much more technologically advanced in her language than I am, but you are 100% correct. Mainkay's, you know, being developers for as long as they are, you don't stay in the business for that long without being able to pivot and change with the times. And you know, these times, they are a changing, especially the last year and a half. People, especially in dense cities and of course high-rise communities, which are densely populated, you know, we've all had to take a look at how sort of we live our lives when it comes to sanitization and the quality of the air that we breathe. You know, we all swear by our hand sanitizer and Lysol wipes fly off the shelves. So, you know, even though we're easing back into stage 3 now, which is amazing, I don't think we'll ever go back to the same mindset. I think we'll always be a little bit more cognizant of our surroundings and the quality of the surroundings and how things are cleaned. And so Mainkay's is now with Adagio incorporating a lot of great technology to hopefully improve that resident experience without the burden of feeling like everybody has to be so clean conscious. So elements like the technology in the elevators, which are meant to, whenever the elevator is vacant, they use touchless technology to purify the air to 99.9%, and also touchless technology that whenever the elevator is vacant, it pinpoints every bacteria, every germ, and just kills it. And of course, you're not relying on human air or designated cleaning staff to come in at set times to clean. It's every single time someone exits the elevator. So every time someone's walking into an empty elevator, it's been completely sanitized and the air inside has been completely purified. This is something that's taken form in a lot of major international cities. And it's starting to now be incorporated in some high-rise communities in downtown Toronto. Menkes would like to make this a standard moving forward in a lot of their new projects. And I think this will kind of be the future of high-rise living moving forward. In addition to that, smart. We all carry our smartphones, all of us. Even, you know, everybody's parents probably now is glued to their cell phones. Exactly. We forget our keys in our car. I've personally forgotten my keys all across the city at an office before. We're always, you know, where's our fob? So understanding that above anything, we will always have our phones on us. Menkes is actually eliminating the need for the traditional fob entry system with your manual fob or the manual key. And there's an app on your phone that basically will have a sensor and will be individually linked to your residential suite unit and your own identity. And that'll give you access to the front entry system, to the elevator system, to the entire second floor amenity program, and of course your residential suite door. So now you've eliminated all this sort of extra keys and fobs, and you're just using something that you already have on you anyways, which I know for me, someone who's leaving things everywhere all the time, that's a huge convenience.
Super.
That's easy to carry a Chanel bag and open sesame. Go for it.
Exactly. Streamline
Lovely.
the process.
Lovely. I mean, taste of wine, budget of beer, people being in the core, expecting the view. What can you tell us about the views being in the core, perhaps? Can you give us some insights?
Twinny,
Is
I'll
that
let
even
you-
possible?
Yes, so for the views are probably everything in Yorkville. So on the west side, if you do get the west exposure, it's a view of Cumberland, which is one of the most expensive and also one of the most iconic street in Yorkville. On the west, you're pretty much unobstructed because you are completely facing Cumberland. To the north, it's a very nice view as well. You are overlooking the Toronto Reference Library, which they do have a very nice architecture design. And past the 12th floor to the north, you will be seeing an unobstructed view, which that would give you a view of the Rosedale Enclave and also a lot of greeneries on the north.
Beautiful. So we still have a view. Great. Being in the core.
Very unique for downtown. Well, Yonge and Bloor, the most important or the most popular intersection in the Ontario, if not in Canada. So what's the parking situation there, guys? Are there any? And if there are there any restrictions as to who qualifies to purchase?
So for parking wise, we know that this is the, like you said, most central location. We're just an elevator trip away from the Yonge and Bloor subway station, and technically the subway is running underneath the building. So that would give us restriction to create parking spots. And also for parking spot here, it's pretty much very limited. We're only looking at 21 parking for this building. Which means that only the 3 bedrooms would be eligible to purchase the parking. However, there are great features with the parking spots. All the parking spots at Adagio would be fully EV ready. We know that EV vehicles or like electric vehicle would be the future, and this is why Menkes has already have the parking spot with the EV hookup, so then you don't need to think about, you know, incorporating EV parking in the future. And also to get down to the garage, it's by an elevator lift.
Lovely.
So these are some of the cool designs that Menkes will be incorporating with the parking spot.
So essentially, once we're submitting the worksheet for the 3 bedrooms, we have to make sure to get their Bugatti's number, so they would definitely just present that they're qualified. I like that. Can you give us some sneak peek at the payment structure, perhaps? I mean, I'm dealing with these big savvy investors, but they don't want to have all of the money up front. Can you give us some insight about the payments? Maybe that can be.
Absolutely. So I'm glad you mentioned Mazir, because for Yorkville, we anticipate a lot of buyers may have the financial capability to pay that large deposit payment. But however, a lot of seasoned investors, we know that they have a lot of other investment on hand. They may need more time to prepare deposits. So the deposit structure is very stretched out. I was actually shocked to see the deposit structure, especially in Yorkville area. Main case is giving out great deposit, which is $10,000 on signing, balance of the 5% in 30 days. That's pretty standard. But after that, each deposit payment would be breaking up into a 2.5%. Okay, so the last 2.5% payment would be in 840 days, which is stretched out to 2.5 years. And total deposit would be 20% deposit, with main case we always charge that 1% occupancy deposit. So
that's
total,
beautiful.
yeah.
That's really stretched over 800 something days, perhaps. That's
a course of 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So that's good. So I can go buy Chanel's and all of those things in Utah.
Super duper flexible. I'm sure these units will be snatched up pretty quick. Last but not least, what should our investors do at this point? Our investors and buyers that are interested to move forward.
Definitely submit your worksheets. Just because, again, this is a boutique style building. We're only looking at 202 units in total. So, you know, the opportunity to get into this building is not like a high density development. And definitely, if you have interest on this location, this project by main case, submit your worksheet right now.
That's it. Fill out the worksheet just down here.
Click down here, submit, and Twini and Rachel is going to just get back within lesser than half a day.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate this.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you guys soon.
We enjoyed it very much. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.